Come in, Ray.
This is Jack Burton in the Pork Chop Express, and I'm talking to whoever's listening.
Calling the War Council of Gallifrey. This is the Doctor.
I am Iron Man.
Tell me. Do you bleed?
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
Following the nerd, you guys. I'm totally serial. Hi, everyone. It's Thursday night, and you're listening to the Following the Nerd radio program here on 102.4 Bounce FM. It's wild. My name is Saxon, and join me as ever, my Chewbacca to my hand, Solo. It is the one and only Sir Anthony of Mernlaw's. Otherwise known as Two Penny Milk. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very, very good. What about you?
That's great. I'm old. I'm so old.
What did you get? Have a shocker today? Or
I just realised that I'm not a young man anymore. I'm old and bitter and broken. And right, I'll tell you the story. This is the perfect story to sum up just how over it all I am as a human being.
Okay.
So I'm going to Tesco the other day, and I have to get my clothes on. That's misery in and of itself. So I go to I'm in the car going to Tesco, and I'm going through town.
All right.
And I get to the traffic lights. Now the traffic lights are green.
Uh-huh.
Green for Stephen means go.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm motoring along, and there's this bunch of teenagers crossing the road in super slow motion. Now the lights aren't for them; the lights are for me.
That is the darkest thing I've heard.
Oh, it gets worse.
Oh, God.
So I kind of slow down a little bit, give them time to cross, and they remain at the same speed.
Did you beat?
They're at the exact same speed. So I'm sitting there going, come on, when you cross the road, it's not even for you. Lights are green for me. I should be motoring on. I should be at Tesco now. What is this? So some of them sort of spot me coming, and they go, oh, well, and they sort of go from a slow crawl to a slightly brisk pace, apart from one girl.
Oh.
Now, this girl was 14 years old, and she didn't look like she was dropped as a kid. She looked like she was thrown as a kid. Tracksuit, everything, her up in a big bun, sort of
tracksuit family.
Face looks like it's been applied with a builder's trowel of makeup, and she's on her phone. Mm-hmm. And she is.
She wearing earphones?
I mean, she was walking at the same speed that you would see an old man on a Zimmer frame going across the road. And she's sitting there typing away, texting
did any
away.
of her friends alert her?
No.
No.
I don't think she was part of the herd. I think, it's like, when you see those nature programs where, like, the one buffalo that can't keep up with the rest and gets eaten by the tigers. Check your facts on that one. But anyway.
I think you're right now.
So she's just walking typing away on her phone like everything's fine and the world doesn't exist around her, and for all intents and purposes to her it doesn't, because she's in her own little bubble.
Well, it meant that you would have just beeped there.
So I beeped.
Oh, you did beep, okay.
And I didn't do a honk honk move. It was sort of a boop boop, like, I'm here, like, the lights are green for me, you're holding up traffic, move. And she looked up at me as though I was some sort of scum that was growing on the bathroom toilets. I went...
But you know the problem is, you disturbed her in a big story.
I don't care, it's just disturbing my driving. So, I went, will you move? And she kept the same speed as she walked across the road. Honest to God, man.
And this is how you know you're old?
Right, no, it gets worse.
Okay, okay.
I just sort of realised, oh my God, that used to be me. And now I'm the guy in the car going, will you move, get off the road.
Wait, you're telling me it used to be on the on your phone?
Oh, I didn't care. But okay, look, I'll tell you this now, right? Uh-huh. See, whenever I was a kid, I don't know if you had this, the Tufty Club.
The Tufty Club?
Look, listen, it was like a little squirrel thing, right? I taught you road safety. Anthony, we were taught to fear the cars. Yeah, fear the traffic, because the drivers are mental. They won't stop.
Do you know what actually terrified me? And you probably seen it as well. The adverts.
Yes.
The health and the safety road thing.
And then they changed it to it was like a terrible cover of Another Brick in the Wall, where it was like, we don't want another death on the road. And it was like, oh no. You need to go back to the horror show.
Bump in the road.
Yeah, you need to go back to the horror show thing where the little girl gets smacked in the face by a Ford Transit.
No, not that one. The one that really scared me was the car going over the wall.
Yeah, well, that was more like a speeding sort of.
But still,
one.
it was cars.
But yeah. I remember they actually brought the car that they used in filming that advert. They brought that to our school in the back of a lorry.
What?
And like they actually fired a car into a tree, and you could see like the actual trunk of the tree had made a perfect semicircle in the side of the car.
Why did my school not have that? I would have loved that.
Because I went to a better school than you, Anthony. The benefits of a formal education, as Hans Gruber would say. But yeah, so we were taught to fear the almighty car.
Yes, car's bad.
In this day and age, it just seems like kids aren't taught to fear anything.
No.
Like, I mean, whenever we were growing up, like, you would go outside to play. You know, get your hoop and your stick and go merrily down the street.
Correction, I know this for a fact, is when you were get out of the house, you were told you're not allowed to leave.
Don't touch anything or you die!
Yeah, but you're not allowed to leave the area where if I can't see you.
Yeah.
You have to stay exactly
when the street
there.
lights come on, you better get in the house. Your dinner's on the table. Yeah. Kids aren't taught that these days.
No.
And I just remember thinking, I'm so old. I'm so very old. Where now I have a responsibility to look out for idiot teenagers that don't know how to use a crossing properly. So anyway, after all that shebang, I finally get to Tesco, and I realised that I'd left my wallet in the house, making the entire trip completely pointless. I just remember... Like,
Did you break a little?
I got out of the car, and you know, I felt my back pocket from a wallet, and it wasn't in it. I went, what? No. But I'm here now. So I have to go the whole way home, get my wallet, and come the whole way back here again. I'm probably run into more idiot teenagers that don't know how to cross a road properly.
You know
Honestly, like, whenever the red man comes up on the sign...
They don't look.
No, when the red man comes up on the sign, that is the devil himself telling you, if you cross this road, you're mine. Like, that's how I was brought up, and probably explains a lot toward my psyche. But... These days, red man, green man, doesn't matter. They don't care. And maybe that's a beautiful message about racism. Where it's like, we don't care what your skin colour is, we're all the same. No, red means stop, green means go.
Apparently someone was saying that their attention spans nowadays there's no attention.
Oh, there's no such thing. There's an extension lead now.
You're so bad with anger.
There's no such thing as an attention span anymore now. It doesn't exist.
I can't believe that a person walking across the road has broke you.
There's a
lesson to be learned in this.
No, there's not.
No, there is.
The lesson to be learned here is stop, look, listen, live.
No, that, yes.
Because next time, I'm just going to floor it. Right? I don't care.
No, the lesson here is put a bit of money in the car somewhere. So if that ever happened... Yeah, you'd have to...
Oh, so I can pay off the policeman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell that
There we go, yeah. You wouldn't think this is the Following the Nerd show, would you? Think this is two idiots sitting talking about rubbish? That's what this show is. But see, this is supposed to be like the opening preamble. This is just to relax the listener.
No, I think this is just you to get all the anger out before you talk.
It's to acclimatise the listener to our madness.
Okay.
That's what it is. The first sort of 20 minutes, half an hour of this show is us kind of going, this ain't your normal radio show. This is two head cases that have taken over the mics for the evening, right? And we're going to talk about nerdy stuff. We're going to talk about Captain Marvel. We're going to talk about all the other stuff that's on followingthenerd.com right now. But before we get into our record for the evening.
So it's got all serious now. Oh, I don't like that.
I want to talk about Doctor Who. So we were on this show last week, and Mark actually joined us, which was really lovely. It was the three of us in the studio together, and we're bouncing off each other really well, and it was lovely. Unfortunately, only 40 minutes of that was captured before my recording software decided to completely screw us over.
Yeah.
And it corrupted the entire file. But the first 40 minutes I thought was nice enough. And in that first 40 minutes we managed to capture Mark's thoughts on the new episode of Doctor Who. Because you and me hadn't seen it yet, because we hadn't had a chance to meet up since the new year, to sit down, watch the episode, and then talk about it, and then it goes up on my channel, Vote Saxon 07. But Mark had seen it. And Mark sat here this time last week going, it's awful. It's really, really bad.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I can see where he was coming from. I had a great time watching it.
Yeah, like something from the very start of it. And you pointed it out really quickly. It did bring you back to the classic.
It was, yeah.
Though, saying that too, I've noticed that there's a lot, and I mean a lot of hate for this episode.
There is, and I think it's primarily because of how the Dalek looks.
Yes, there's one, I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but the review I watched, and I thought, oh, okay, that makes sense. Is like, oh, just rehash the episode, Chris Eccleston's episode. It's basically Dalek in certain areas.
Yeah,
of
they
it.
did. It's very, very similar. Like, even you and me were talking about it in the
Yeah.
episode discussion.
There is one thing I found out that going through a couple of information is there was no person in that suit. That
No,
was
it's,
all
it's full
I was
radio
like,
control, yeah.
If they can do that, imagine if they can do that with new ones. So that's actually sad now. The poor people actually work as the Daleks now out of a job. It's fully automated.
No, they're the ones with the radio controls now.
Ah,
yeah, see, that's how it is.
That's how they get you.
But no, I had a lot of fun with this episode. I really enjoyed it. It was weak in certain places.
You were really confused about the Dalek being cut in three, and then
Yeah, the actual
merging.
mutant itself got cut in three. I don't think Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor had much presence in this episode.
A lot of people are saying that she's not good actor or being the
But
Doctor.
see, here's the thing, right? I watched a movie on Netflix over the weekend.
Uh-huh.
Attack the Block.
Oh, you love that movie.
She's in it.
Yeah.
As a nurse. She is a fantastic actor in that movie.
Do you
She's
think?
really, really good because she plays like a nurse type character
Yes.
that gets mugged at the start, and then she ends up joining the guys that mugged her to fight off the aliens.
Yeah.
She's really great. She gives a very sturdy performance. Where is that in her performance as the Doctor?
I think it's the writing. I
See,
honestly think
I think it's a mix of things. I think it's the fact that Jodie Whittaker, while she is a great actor, she needs that push. Because I think it's Joe Cornish, isn't it, directed Attack the Block?
yes.
And he's a very sort of, I don't know, visceral director. He would be the way that I would be whenever I direct something.
Yeah,
where he's
yes.
like, no, I need you to give this performance. I need you at this level of intensity. What's failing Jodie Whittaker on Doctor Who is, one, the writing. You're absolutely right on that. The writing is awful. It's really, really bad. Like, even someone in the comment section said this, and I went, yes! Where someone in the comment section said, everyone in this show now talks like a robot.
Yeah.
They don't have normal human conversations. And that's so true of the Doctor. The Doctor is basically very generic in how she's written. She's written as the standard hero type.
But what I'm getting from her too is, do you know when you watch Doctor Who and you have your Doctor,
Yeah.
you can actually talk about your version, and someone else can talk about their version. Anytime I see Jodie, it's a mix. She's a mixture of David Tennant and Matt Smith.
Yeah, and
There's no performance of her. There's no bit of like, oh my god, that's your
See,
Doctor.
here's the thing. I don't think she's a fan of the show. With Peter Capaldi, he was a fan of the show. With
Yeah.
Matt Smith, I think he was a fan of the show.
He grew up with it, yeah.
Yeah, David Tennant certainly
Massive
was.
fan,
David
yeah.
Tennant grew up with the Fourth Doctor and the Fifth Doctor. So they understood the show, and they understood they could bring certain elements to it, but for most of the time you had to make the character your own. Even, like, one thing that I really admired about Matt Smith is whenever he was first interviewed after he was announced as the new Doctor,
Yes.
he said, I have a set amount of time because David Tennant's still the Doctor for another year or so. I have basically a year to go off and build this Time Lord. Build my interpretation of the character.
Yeah.
And that showed, because the second that Matt Smith first appears on screen, he is already the Doctor. He arrives fully formed. He has his own reactions to things. He has his own opinion on things. He has his own style. He didn't try to mimic anyone. And I thought that was so refreshing. Same thing with Peter Capaldi. Although eventually Peter Capaldi kind of started channeling Tom Baker in certain places.
See, what got me, like, I love Peter Capaldi. I love him in all different types of things I've seen him in.
Yeah.
And when I've always said this to anyone I ever talked about, the two people I'd love to see be the Doctor is John Hurt, Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Got them, happy days. Series 8 for me was, this isn't your best performance.
No, it was
What's going on
lackluster.
here?
It was very lackluster.
Then you got a little bit of gold dust at the start of Series 9, which a brilliant story with the Daleks in it.
Yeah.
And then it just blobbed all over the place. And then Series 10.
Series 10 I thought was
And
fantastic.
that broke me, man, because I'm sitting going like, this was your best performance. This is
And
what
now
we
you're
could have had.
leaving.
And now you're going.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of worried now for Jodie.
Yeah.
I have this feeling that Series 2 is going to be her finest moment. I think that's going to be, she's finally bedded
She
into
gets shot through the
and
heart
then
and regenerate at the end of it.
she's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, it's going to happen.
Well,
I don't want it to happen.
As I've been saying throughout our reviews and stuff, I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Because it's not only a new series for a new Doctor, it's a new series for a new showrunner, new writers, new producers. It's a brand new series. And every time there's a brand new series of anything, the first series is always really clunky.
Is Chibnall going to come back for Series 2?
He's back, yeah.
For a person who says he doesn't want to do it, he wants to come back for it
Well,
next
see,
week.
he said he didn't want to do it 5 years ago. I don't know what's changed in that time. I don't know if he's doing it as a favour to someone or whatever, but
'Cause
basically he's back.
I know I joked about this a couple of times, and now I'm actually starting to believe it is. If he doesn't want to be a part of it, he's doing a really good job sabotaging himself.
Yeah, trying to get himself fired,
Yeah.
basically, yeah.